Good afternoon. This is JC, St. Louis's oldest living hippie, also known as the 2,000-year-old man. That's my new that's my new entree. JC, St. Louis's oldest living hippie, or otherwise known as the 2,000-year-old man. Anyway, there's a lot of Christian nationalists, and maybe other Christians too, who are calling this war in Iran the war of the end times, because they're saying that it's time for it's time for Armageddon. It's time for all of the individuals who are Christians to be taken into heavens, and the people who are sinners to be left over to suffer the slings and arrows of the wars that are going to happen during the end times. Excuse me, I apologize. I want to bring you a couple of things that have been, a couple of words that have been bastardized by the Christian religion. And one of them is Armageddon, okay? Armageddon stems from the Greek word Harmageddon, which is actually the translation of the Hebrew Har Megiddo, meaning the Mount of Megiddo. It's really the Christian nationalists and other Christians have taken this from the Bible and added these words, these Greek words, meaning Armageddon, end of the world. No, Armageddon is not the end of the world. The Armageddon is the name of a place in the Middle East, and it's the Mount of Megiddo, and in the valley below the mountain is where supposedly the final war is supposed to be fought. So Armageddon refers not to the final war. It refers to a location where some people think the final war will be fought. There's no guarantee it will be. I mean, a lot of this is just bullshit. And then you have the other word, the Greek word apocalypse. The Greek word apocalypse means a revelation or unveiling. The third concept that I want to talk to you about is the use of the word the rapture. Many Christians talk about and really believe in the rapture. Well, is there anywhere in the Bible that it talks about the rapture? Well, in Thessalonians 1, chapter 4, 16 to 17, it describes what believers being caught up to meet Christ in the air. That is really the only place it talks about that sort of thing. It does talk about in Matthew and Corinthians how the believers shall be gathered together. Well, none of this really means that there's anything exists called the rapture. And since the Bible was written over 1,500 years by 400 authors, who knows what this really means and whether any of this is true or not. So I call bullshit on the rapture. The rapture is a bunch of shit people believe in. And, if you believe in Jesus Christ, that's great. I don't see anything wrong with that. But believing in the rapture where you're going to be taken up and go to heaven right away is wrong. He even says if you're going to go up, you're going to go to meet Christ in the air. It doesn't say you're going to go to heaven, because Christ is coming down to rule on earth. Okay? So if he's coming, if this is all true. So the rapture, I call bullshit on that too. So I just want to say that I brought you these three things because the Armageddon, apocalypse, and the rapture, all three concepts that are being talked about and bandied around now by Christian nationalists and other believers, and they're using these as reasons to help Israel fight against Iran. And a lot of Christians are funneling money and help and everything to the terrorist Netanyahu's government and Israel, which is trying to destroy the Muslims, euphanize the Muslims. So it's all bullshit. And the people who are Christians here who are trying to help Israel bring on the end times are full of shit, and they need to have their asses kicked. They need to have somebody's foot straight up their asses. So far, they taste that person's toes. This is JC, St. Louis's old and living hippie, aka the 2,000-year-old man, saying, "Fuck Trump, go cornhole yourself." And to everyone else, Pox More and Jack, keep on trucking.